Hi spooky friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So Lauren from Happy Hunts Library created this incredible halfway to Halloween tag for us weird spooky kids to enjoy Halloween, kind of get into the mood again now that it's getting into the season. You know, we can start to shop for Halloween decor very soon. Yeah, it's just exciting and I want to take part as well. The first question is, are you a fan of haunted houses? This is a yes/no answer. So yeah, I love them in TV form. I will watch it, I will read them, but anything in real life kind of terrifies me. I can handle them in fictional form, but not in real life. I do find real life stuff terrifying, which I only found out like 5-6 years ago. I thought I was invincible. I was like, yeah, I could handle anything. And then I go to a made up maze as a horror fan and absolutely crumble. So yeah, it's a bit different when you're put in that position, you know, in real life. So I can understand why our fictional characters fumble a lot whenever they're being attacked. The next question is, what's your favourite ghost story or haunted lore? And for me, ghosts in general really do stand out. I am very connected to the supernatural world. I do love exploring that in real life as well as in books and media. And for me, a big story that stands out, where I came from, there's a myth where our castle was burnt down in our town and only the castle remain. And there's this lore that there's a witch, a woman in white, kind of roaming the grounds, and there's also a tower close by, and there's another kind of subsection to the castle lore, but there's also like a witch who fell out from the tower and landed on a stone, like a massive boulder beside it, and there's like two indents. And people say that that was where her head landed and her elbow. And if you were to put your hand in the water that remained 24/7, like this water never left the boulder, which was kind of odd. But if you were to put your hand in it, you would get a wart. And that was like the witch telling you that she was around. So I really love like my own town's history and the lore that comes from it. I thought that was really interesting. It's probably something that got me into the spooky world and really exploring supernatural entities and even doing ghost hunting myself. So the third question is, do you plan on Halloween decor hunting? And if so, what do you hope to find? So I don't really plan on doing the hunting for Halloween decor. You kind of see that I've got some already. I don't really want to pack too much around the place. I did a big shop for Halloween decor. Actually, it's kind of like decor for the entire year for me, because like my wreath stays out all year long. My candles are always out. It's not like I buy stuff just for the season. I kind of use it all year long. I do have a trip to York coming up next weekend, and I do plan on buying one of their little ghosts from the ghost merchants. Oh, I've been wanting one of these for literal years, and I wanted to visit York because York has such a historic nature. It is so spooky, but also like a really dark history. So I'm really excited to go there. And obviously this ghost merchant, it has been there for literal years, and it is like a spooky spiritual place, and I kind of just want to take one home for myself. So we could end up with some little mini ghosts, which would be incredible to have. Those aren't just for Halloween. I will have them out all year long. The next question is candy corn, love it or hate it? And as someone from the UK, this isn't quite popular here. We don't have candy corn as a Halloween snack. So this is something that I can't answer. So I will say neither. Obviously, Halloween originated in Ireland. And so you'd think there'd be a bigger celebration and mass market of it here, but it seems to be a lot bigger in the US in terms of consumerism and sweets and that side of things. The next question is, are you big into costumes or dressing up for Halloween? If so, what's your favourite costume? So for me, I don't usually dress up. Halloween or Samhain is more of a traditional side. I, as an adult, don't dress up. My day-to-day attire suits the theme because I do just wear horror stuff anyway. But as a child, when we did go trick-or-treating, I enjoyed dressing up as a witch. That was kind of fun. Always like the big pointy hats and the little broomstick. I was obsessed with Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town, so being a witch and like living that life was incredible. So yeah, I think my favourite costume when I was growing up was a witch. So the next question is, what's an activity or experience on your spooky season bucket list for this year? Last year I spent Halloween in Toronto, which was kind of different because usually Halloween is a stay at home and do some traditions, but last year was very different and it was interesting to experience it in North America, so that was kind of fun. But this year I do want to attend the Horror Fest that happens in Edinburgh. This happened last year while I was in Canada, and I just really want to go to it this year, so hopefully I can get to it because I've never been to a horror festival like dedicated to the horror theme, so it'll be really good to try and get there. So the next question is, what book, series or movie screams Halloween to you? So for books, this might be obvious to some of you, and that is The October Society by Christopher Robinson. You know I'm obsessed with this book. If you were to ask me what book defines me, it's probably The October Society. I talk about it all the time. This is such a warm hug for weird, spooky kids who love Halloween and the darkness, anything macabre related. This is giving you a warm hug. I love this book so much. It screams Halloween to me. It's cozy, it's cute, it's also scary. Lots of fun, scary stories told around a campfire on the eve of Halloween. What's more to love? You need to check this book out if you haven't. It's part of a series, there's 3 books. The entire thing is amazing. I adore this series so much. The obvious ones is Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town. Those are every year rewatches for me during the spooky season. They just encapsulate the season for me and take me back to my childhood. I adored those movies and watched them every single year of my life so far. So yeah, definitely those 2 movies scream Halloween. They encompass everything it is to be a lover of Halloween. Definitely the best. The next question is, how do you typically spend your Halloween night? So I've kind of touched upon this already, but for me, spending my Halloween doing traditional things. So if you didn't know, Halloween is actually Samhain. That is the Gaelic name for Halloween, as it originated in Ireland. I did a whole video dedicated to the origin of Halloween, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave it up in the cards for you. But yes, so as I am from the birthplace of Halloween, Samhain, I do a lot more traditional things on Halloween day and night. So obviously it's when the veil is the thinnest between our worlds, so between the living and the dead. And so Samhain is a time for celebration of life and death. So I will burn candles, I would have offerings out for the deities. I'd also kind of celebrate my ancestors, people who have passed on in recent times. I do some tarot and some divination and trying to really connect with the ancestors. And another tradition that tends to happen is that you leave some food for your ancestors at the table, So you're like inviting them to join you on Halloween night. That is what my typical night looks like. The last question is, what does Halloween mean to you? And so Halloween means a lot to me. It is definitely my favourite holiday. I absolutely love all things spooky and macabre related. Growing up as a weird kid, Halloween was always seemed like, oh, you're strange if you love Halloween, and now I love how accepted it is to be weird and to love the strange and the unusual. So yeah, Halloween is such a hug for me. But then also the Samhain side is a perfect time for honouring ancestors and connecting with the other side. Yeah, I think that Samhain and Halloween play a lot in my personality and how I am as a person, so it means a lot to me, and I will continue to absolutely rant and rave about Halloween and Samhain. It is such an incredible time of the year. It is my favourite holiday, and I'm sure it is yours as well if you're watching this. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you love Halloween? Did you know about it being Samhain? I would love to have that conversation with you. And thank you so much to Lauren for creating this incredible tag. If you want to do it yourself, you can check out the questions that I've linked down in the description, as well as Lauren's original video. So with that, I think I'm going to end it there and catch you in the next one. But until then, keep your pages turning and embrace the darkness. Bye!